throughout his presidential campaign, Donald Trump pledged to deport undocumented immigrants and build a wall along the US-Mexico border.
Well, now that the election is over, he's still repeating those promises, but it's focused on deporting those who've committed crimes in the US first.
Are you really going to build a wall?
Yes.
They're talking about a fence in the Republican Congress.
Sure.
Would you accept a fence?
For certain areas, I would.
What about the pledge to deport millions and millions of undocumented immigrants?
What we are going to do is get the people that are criminal and have criminal records, gang members, drug dealers. We have a lot of these people, probably 2 million, it could even be 3 million. We're getting them out of our country or we're going to incarcerate.
Well, for more on Trump's immigration plan, we're joined now by attorney Nelson Castillo. Okay, let's talk about how this is all going to work out. And one of the things I hear a lot is a concern about DACA, the Deferred Action Program for Childhood Arrivals, the dreamers, the kids who are brought here by their parents. You know, because of the executive order by Obama, they put their hands up, they were given work permits. Now the government has their names. There's, what, 800,000 of them. They know where they are. And these are the people who are especially worried that they're the ones who will be deported.
I don't think so. I think it would be politically suicide for the president-elect to do so. They're raising their hand, they're giving their information. And technically, if you look at the law currently and how it was structured, that information should have been given to the government unless, of course, you start being a target of investigations, criminal or otherwise. I don't believe that the majority of DACA, if not all of the DACA recipients, are criminals. And there are people who've been here for many, many years who have, for the most part, contributing, if not all of them, been contributing successfully to the United States.
You're saying you don't believe that that's the road President Trump will go down. Nonetheless, is there anything President Obama can do before he leaves office to protect DACA recipients?
It's an executive order, so we're grateful to President Obama for having done it. However, President Trump, President-elect Trump, when he becomes president, can undo with another executive order to say no more DACA and create hopefully an alternative program. They've talked about it. Let's remind ourselves as to why DACA was created. DACA was created because of a paralysis in Congress, that nothing's being done. And they've been claiming that, well, we should act. However, they never acted. And now they have control, total control of the House of Congress. They have the unique ability, if they now want to act, they can certainly act and create whatever program. There is a need to, not only the border security, but also there is a great need to create paths of legalization for individuals who've been here for a long, long time.
Okay, the LA Police Department says it will not cooperate with these immigration plans put forward by President-elect Donald Trump. There is a long-standing policy in LA prohibiting police officers simply to target individuals based on their immigration status. This is what the LAPD chief says. Essentially, that program or that policy will continue.
There is a much heavier police presence in our communities that are adversely affected by crime. And so, you know, it's important to hear people's point of views, but it's also important to put forward that, you know, the vast majority of police officers, Los Angeles police officers, do their job to the best of their ability every day, free from bias and free from influence, you know, and when we find circumstance where that's not true, then we deal with it.
Okay, so you can add LA to Newark, New York, Seattle, Chicago, Providence, Denver, Philadelphia, all cities which say they will resist Trump's plans. Can they do that legally, and what impact could that have?
They can certainly do it. Would it be smart for them to do it, depending on how they go about implementing it? As you know, we're a very divided country at this moment. The president-elect has clearly stated until recently that he's focused on deporting criminal individuals. If you're saying that sanctuary cities is going to be a sanctuary for individuals who are criminal aliens, you're going to have a very tough time selling that to the American public. And how do you find a balance between not having a police department become an arm of immigration, which I totally agree that they shouldn't just go out there and become immigration agents, but at the same time is when a criminal alien, if that's what the focus is going to be, comes into the system, is there going to be total sanctuary? Is there going to be total protection? Is that the message? I don't believe that's the message that the police is saying. I don't believe that is.
Nelson, to broaden out the conversation on immigration, Reuters news agency is reporting that someone that they've interviewed who's in contact with the Trump policy advisors has told them that they're actually discussing a proposal to reinstate a registry for immigrants from Muslim countries. Just, hearing that, just first reaction, what kind of legal obstacles, hurdles would that have to overcome to become a reality?
Those are policies that have been discredited. They did it, unfortunately, for 9/11. We already know what happened, and it shouldn't happen. There is an incredible opportunity at this particular moment with this Congress, just like the Democrats had it some years back, to finally sit down and hammer out an effective immigration plan that will not target individuals, that will create the programs that we need, not only have border security, but also paths for individuals, for businesses to bring in workers that are needed.
Nelson, we'll leave it there.
We have to leave it there.
So
Thank you
so much.
Appreciate it.